Okay, you're looking at me in a different position right now. Get it? Different positions. It's a reference. It's an inside joke. Uh, yeah. Anyway, uh, it's October, um, 8th. Time flies. Yesterday I was, super duper sad because I really, like, I am forced to give up my dreams of, making movies and all that. And making movies is the only thing that I'm interested about, and it's the only thing that I'm good at. I suck at everything else, and to be forced to give up making movies is a really painful thing because it's pretty much my only hope. I mean, I don't have that many friends right now, let alone a girlfriend. I'm pretty lonely, I have to admit. So making movies is really what keeps me going, and to force me to not make movies, to strip me away of my possibilities of making movies is just very devastating for me. But anyway, I do kind of want to report some like a few things. Uh, First of all, um, not much really happened at school lately. The whole Anne and Jordana thing kind of cooled down because they didn't really want to fight at all, unlike, me and Natalie and Jordana and Jeffrey and Linda and Cedric and whatever, the gang, unlike us back in 8th grade when we are so eager to fight. Except for me, I'm not eager to fight. But everyone else were super aggressive back then, and now everyone's kind of passive. So that's a good thing, actually. Second of all, I hypothesized that Karoline and Mary's gang argued. I guess that explains why Karoline suddenly decided to cry. Um, and yeah. So I don't know. Like, Caroline talks to Oliver. I think Mary still talks to Oliver, but way less because Mary gives zero fucks. And also, Natalie agrees with me in that Mary's pretty cute, and her smile is really, really sinister in a good way. Um, you know, Something really confuses me. Something really makes me scratch my head. I don't know why, but many people think Natalie is hot, and while I don't think she's bad, in fact, I think she's one of the prettier girls in the form, but she's far from being hot. Like, she's far from being cute or hot. She just looks like a, I guess, yeah, I guess she's kind of cute, but she's this, you know, almost nerdy, almost kind of geeky girl, lolly. Not really my type. Um, I mean, she's not like super lolly. I mean, we have Anne and Pink and Olivia, and they're all Kingsley's type. But Natalie has a bit of meat on her. I don't know. I really shouldn't talk about females' bodies because um, people will think I'm a misogynist bigot, whatever. So I'm gonna stop talking about it. Um, I guess I'm getting over the secret that I've talked about like a long time ago. I'm getting over it. I'm getting over it. Um, Idris, I don't think he knows the secret, and I don't think he had gotten over it yet. So if I get to see him, I'm going to talk to him about it, and we're gonna have like a real chat about it, and we're gonna express our feelings about it. Like fuck, man, this is fucked up. Um, it's gonna be great. But I don't know. There's not much to say. about my school life lately. It's just that I feel purposeless. I feel aimless. I worked really hard for making my movies, and now that I have to give up making movies, my life feels kind of purposeless. And everyone else around me has a purpose, like they all have like a lot of friends and a lot of stuff to tend to. Meanwhile, you have me, who can't do anything, who doesn't do anything, and it's just a kind of a shame in my opinion. But I have to admit, I've gotten better with socializing with people. Like, I talk to more people now, and there's this one time Selena basically told me to shut up, and I feel really embarrassed and ashamed about it for like a couple hours after, because Selena is known to be a really nice girl. So when she's pissed off, like, it's a real problem. So I mean, she wasn't like super pissed off at me. Like, one time she basically flipped Ernest's table because Selena was like doing homework, and Ernest and the boys were like playing trash. And she's just super pissed off, like super annoyed. So she just grabbed Ernest's desk and bam, and flipped it. And everyone's like, oh fuck, she's angry. Like what world are we living in? But anyway, Selena told me to shut up because I was being pretty annoying, I have to admit. I was like joking around, and after she told me to shut up, I realized that I was being annoying. And I was really embarrassed about it because it's not me. I'm not this kind of person. I'm not the, talkative kind of person. It's not me. I don't know what's going on with me. So I was really pissed off at myself. But Selena seems like fine to me. Like, she doesn't really like straight up like walks away from me and try to hate on me. I guess she's not interested in being my friend, and I guess that's fine. I mean, a lot of girls aren't even my friends, like platonic friends. I don't know, but a lot of the boys are pretty okay with me, The girls don't hate me either. They do talk to me. Yeah. So hey guys, what's up? Right now it's, I think, October 12th, and it's about 2:20 p.m. It's about 2:20 p.m. actually. It's 2:17, 2:18 p.m. right now. I'm looking at the clock, but the clock is like a little, like 4 minutes later. Yeah, anyway, it's been a while. I'm gonna continue talking about school. I'm gonna talk about October. Let's go. Yesterday, something really special happened. Not to me, but happened to everyone, and that is our final school picnic. It's called school picnic, but actually it's school barbecue event, where basically every class in our grade go to this beach, and we just barbecue and have fun. And it's our final time, so we gotta just have fun, right? And it turned out to be a really depressing experience for me. I mean, at first I had fun, but like, it just gets worse. I get this stomach ache, but that's not even the worst part of it. The worst part of it is seeing people having friends. That's the worst part. And in that, I was in pain, and like physically, and I was also unable to join these groups of friends. That's what makes this experience the most depressing for me. But yeah, I'll go there. I'll talk about that like a bit later. We'll start off with September 30th because I haven't talked about it yet. It's getting a little bright. So, September 30th. In the morning, I didn't even fall asleep. I don't think I fell asleep. It's like I laid down on my bed, and then I waited, and then suddenly the alarm on my phone was set off, and then that's it. Like, I didn't fall asleep. I don't think I did. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it's like, you know how there are many stages to sleep? Like, maybe I'm like one stage in and I stayed in that stage for like ever. But I have decided to do something. You know, it's already fucking October in 2019. Like, I must really go there. If you know me, I have 3 goals at school. One, the most important one, is to get to old friends. Speak to them, you know, have fun with them, yada yada. Second of all, I want to make this short film, which isn't really related to school, but like this is about school. Third of all is to look better, you know, physically improve, because I physically am very unsatisfying. Let's just say that. Like, I'm skinny and I'm not that tall of a person. Yeah, anyway, that being said, on September 30th, I finally told Kingsley what's been on my mind. And that's the secret. Yes, folks, that is the fucking secret. That secret, when I learned about it, I was traumatized for nearly a week. And right now, I still find it hard to believe in that secret, but I kinda got over it because it's not a great deal. I mean, I think there are already people in our grade who has had sex before, like actual intercourse sex, and not just some oral or whatever. So this secret, it's sex related, but it isn't really like straight up sex, you know. So I guess it's not that crazy. Anyway, I talked to Kingsley about it, and Kingsley seems kind of nonchalant about it. So I don't know. Yeah, what else? I kind of got over the secret because I saw this meme, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna fool myself into thinking that all this is just a big meme. So, you know, there's that. Yeah. Also. Yeah. Also. Yeah. Right. So. We have this event where a bunch of universities and colleges and organizations related to, you know, education after high school or secondary school, they all set up booths in our school hall, and these students from our grade and from the previous grade can go there and sort of learn more about these universities, these colleges, these educational organizations, and, you know, set up a path after high school, or in our case, secondary school. And I wasn't interested in anything because I was gonna go to the USA for studying film, like filmmaking. So Suki, who, I remind you, a close friend of Mary's, and also a close friend of Oliver's, I mean, they're in the gang, she asked me if I was gonna go to other countries for university, and I said, yeah, USA, for filmmaking. And she said, it suits me. Filmmaking suits me because, like she said, directing suits me because I think interestingly. So I'll take that as a compliment. I mean, anyway, back to October 2nd. Actually, after school on September 30th, I and a bunch of other people sort of stood beside the basketball court to watch Potato Gang play volleyball with with students from another school, and we won. So that's pretty fantastic. Anyway, on October 1st, I did the long walk. I walked 5.1 kilometers within, I think, 80 minutes. I did stop like a few times, but like that's it. Anyway, October 2nd, life resumes. Um, uh, what happened? What happened in that day? Oh yeah, on that day, recess, Potato Gang's playing volleyball in the volleyball court again. Not the basketball court. The basketball court is on the ground floor, while the volleyball court is on the 5th floor. I know that's weird, but our school is one building. I mean, every single school in Hong Kong, like excluding universities, are basically buildings, like one big building. But schools in like other countries are literally campuses, like an area of land with different houses, you know. But our school is basically one big building. And volleyball court is on 5th floor. And so they were playing volleyball in the volleyball court, and that was on the 6th floor. And on the 6th floor, like in the corridor of the 6th floor, you can actually look down, and you'll see the volleyball court. And I saw Linda playing with the boys, and I was like, "Oh, hey, Linda's there. Hey, Linda." I didn't mean to like actually call her out. I thought that nobody would hear me, but I was actually loud enough for them to hear me, and Linda actually heard it. And I mean, she didn't say hi back or anything. She just looked back and then looked back. And Oliver also saw me, and Oliver waved his hand because he acknowledges my existence. But Linda doesn't. But apparently Linda did hurt me, so it was a bit of an awkward moment, but not that awkward for me. Not that awkward, because Linda isn't her real name. I literally shouted Linda and not her real name. Anyway, in the morning, people were standing on the basketball court right in front of, which is right in front of the school gate. Like after you enter the school gate, it's the basketball court. And people were just standing there as a silent protest. And I stood with them too, because of the events that happened on October 1st. Anyway, also in recess, I wrote like memes on the whiteboard because, yeah, also our classroom doesn't have a blackboard. The 6A classroom is the only classroom that has a whiteboard instead of a blackboard. But anyway, I wrote memes, and then Mary came in and probably saw it. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So a lot of things happened on October 2nd, actually. So during biology class, usually Oliver sits in front of me, and to the left of Oliver it's Ronald, and to my left it's Nick, and we are at the corner of the classroom basically. This time Selena sat beside Oliver. They changed seats for some reason. And then I don't know why, but I wasn't myself. And I guess I was just being too comfortable with like my environment and all that. So Selena has a really special water bottle. Because if you hit the water bottle against a hard object, it's gonna be like bing. It's gonna make weird sounds. So I was joking around like in the 21st century in Hong Kong, this girl has a water bottle, and I don't know what I was doing. I guess I was trying to make a joke, but like halfway setting up for the joke, I kinda forgot the joke, or maybe I kinda didn't want to say the joke at the end. So it was kind of awkward. It was actually really awkward given how basically the entire class was pretty quiet. And Selena just looked back at me and said, "Shut up." And I felt bad about it. And I felt bad not because she's being mean. I mean, she's not being mean. I mean, she just told me to shut up. That's like way better than what many people did to me. But yeah, anyway, I was pretty pissed at myself for losing myself, basically. For being overly comfortable with the environment. Which is rare. Usually I'm really nervous and anxious about being with a bunch of people. But I don't know why, but on that day I was kind of comfortable about it, and this shit happens. Also, during lunchtime, there was a group discussion, assessment, Chinese, Cantonese group discussion, and that was with Edward, Andy, Ann, Harry, and Marty, and it's pretty okay. I did okay. And I had to have lunch before the alarm rings, so I had to, Nick bought me noodles, so I had to eat that bowl of noodles like in 15 minutes, which sucks. Okay, now a lot of things happened. A lot of things happened on that day. But yeah, anyway, back to the biology class. The biology class happened after the lunchtime. So, I was so pissed, and we were doing past papers, like multiple choice questions, and I just stopped. Like, I suddenly had a really difficult time focusing, and I just feel really, really, really bad about myself. And after the class ended, I was like doing this, like I was just super frustrated, and I just screamed. Like I didn't scream, like I shouted, and I pushed a chair aside, like I was about to throw a tantrum at myself, actually. And then I started ranting at Nick, who's my friend, but I started, instead of ranting about myself, because I can't tell him all that stuff's about myself, instead I talked about my short film, and the more I ranted at him, the more I get excited about it, and I get super duper excited and happy over filmmaking for some fucking reason. It's like I had the craziest mood change. But yeah, basically I drew the short film, my short film stuffs on the whiteboard. The title card of the title of my short film, Conspiracies. And then Mary came in again, and Mary drew stuffs on the whiteboard again, and I think Mary noticed. I even wrote my name under written and directed by, and I think Mary noticed. So if she did, maybe she knows that I exist, hopefully. But yeah, there's that. And also, I don't know why. I know that Sandra has a Steadicam. But, yeah, I went to Ernest and asked him who has a Steadicam. And he said Sandra. I don't know why. I don't fucking know why. I guess I have to make up questions so that I can converse with human beings. I also asked Ernest a question because I love filmmaking and I want to contribute to people. I want to fucking serve, man. I want to mean. I want to matter. Okay, I want to mean. Like, I want to mean something. I want my life to mean something. So I asked Ernest. I said, I know this sounds stupid, but like, do we have to like film like videos for the graduation dinner and the party? And he said, yeah. And I was like, great. So that was a smart move. That's a pro gamer move right there. But that's not even the most interesting thing about October 2nd. Basically, Jordana and Anne argued. They have been arguing for like 2 weeks. Actually, 1 week. But like this is the peak of their argument. Like they actually had to argue in reality and not, angrily texting one another in WhatsApp. Like they have to do it in reality. Like something's really happening now. So, Jordana and Anne argued outside the classroom on the bench. Like this is the classroom and like this is the classroom, okay? And outside the classroom, beside the door, it's a bench. And so Jordana and Anne were like outside and they were arguing. And then people like Russell, Natalie, and fucking Topher were out there trying to, join the war and, try to sort things out and mediate things. But like they all have sides and all that. And even Grant and Edward were out there like for a split second or something, I think. But anyway, it was quite tense. People shouted and cried. Natalie cried for some reason because Natalie hates Jordana a lot now, and Natalie's on Anne's side. And I was like, bruh, like I know I'm not involved in the whole, Jordana and Anne thing. So does Topher. What the fuck does he have to do with this? So I was like, if he can be out there, I can be out there. So I went out there. And Jordana and Topher were like, just fuck off, okay? You peasant. I was like, bro, I'm 17 years old, okay? I've been 5 years into the game. But yeah, so they were being like a little disrespectful, as always. So I got bored. I stayed in the classroom. Everybody else in the classroom was like, wow, what's happening out there? What's the beef? What's the tea? And I was like, it's really not that crazy, kids. So I got bored and I wrote like quotes, like things people had said to me that impacted me the most on the whiteboard. 5 things. That includes Jordana's strong people live, weak people die. If you want me to respect you, get stronger or else you can die. Quote. That includes what Mary said to me. No, you're not crazy, you're not stupid, it's just your style. That includes Cedric's go away before I kill you or something. That includes Jeffrey's there are no good people or bad people in the world. There are only smart people and dumb people. And that also includes Bernice's go away unless you want your diary back. I wrote these quotes on the whiteboard and people saw it and people were like, whoa, who said those things? And they were especially shocked by the quote by Jordana. And yeah. I mean, even Pink and Leo were like, whoa, who said that? Yeah, anyway, she sat at the bottom left corner of the classroom. Suki, Maria, and me, we just sat around her and just started talking to her. And Natalie is one of the few people who actually like acknowledged my existence all the time, and it just so happens that she's one of the most apparently one of the most important and interesting person in our grade as well. So I was in high advantage like at that moment. Like my social value is like higher in that moment, and that Natalie actually speaks to me and references like things that are related to me. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, afterwards, after the argument, I decided to leave with Pink, Leo, and Marty followed us as well. And Pink and Leo, they were asking me what happened. So I started talking about, like, explaining the whole situation to them. And Pink, Leo, and Marty were so curious. They were, like, begging me because I have the knowledge. And that's very empowering because knowledge is power. And if you know, like the tea and all the drama stuff, like, it puts you automatically at a higher rank, and it's just one really empowering moment for me, and I really enjoyed it, even though I'm not like in the war itself, in the fight itself. I was pretty much at a higher rank than I usually was, so that's pretty cool. I'm almost kind of like a Robin Hood or a poor man's hero of some sort, because if you divide the class into people who are worthy of knowing this drama, of knowing about this drama and knowing about this fight, as opposed to people who don't deserve this knowledge because they are not as deep or as complicated, now I'm sort of in between. So I'm actually extracting the knowledge from the people who deserve the knowledge and giving it to them, to the people who apparently is known to not deserve the knowledge, when in fact they all deserve the knowledge. So I'm kind of like the Robin Hood of this social class system. Anyway, so wow, and all that is October 2nd, basically. October 3rd. Not much happened. And because originally Anne and Jordana are in the same English project group, and Anne and Jordana hate each other now, so Anne left and replaced herself with Nick, who's my friend, and so now Nick, me, Jordana, and Grant are in the same group, and I'm okay with that. I told Anne that I can be her mole, and she was like, no, she wasn't like, she was like, like, she's not, I guess she's not like looking down at me like, you, the mole, fuck off. Like, she isn't like that. She's like, you, mole? Okay, that's weird. But yeah, I also asked Anne what Keith said to her 5 years ago, and of course she forgot about that, and I sort of knew that. But I also asked Anne if, I told Anne not to trust Topher. Because why would you trust Topher? Even Anne's closest friend Natalie hates Topher's ass, and wanted to, I guess, murder Topher yesterday. But yeah. You know how there are barbecue racks? Natalie told me yesterday that she wants to just slam this rack onto Topher's face while it's sizzling hot, so that Topher's face melts. I guess that would be kind of entertaining. Fucking psychotic kids, man. I also took Anne's glasses, like it was on Tom's table, and my objective is to wear all glasses that exist in the world, so I took Anne's glasses, I put it on my head, and Tom was like, did you ask Anne before you take her glasses? And I was like, and usually, like when I was young, I would just be like, no, but now but then I was like, did you? Like, I fight back. Because I am a man now, and being rebellious against people who are of your same social status, which isn't considered rebellious, is normal. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but you get the idea. Alright. October 4th. I had to film the trailer on that day because it's a Friday and I wanted to film it ASAP. Sandra didn't go to school, so I couldn't get the Steadicam anyway. Also, apparently, Idris was also just as shocked as I am when we learned about the secret. So I'm gonna talk to him. Not much. Pink cried again in the morning, and of course it's about, family issues. Pink said her parents yelled at her like within 5 minutes after she woke up in the morning. Yelled at her 3 times. And both Leo and Russ also agreed that there are less people who have done blowjobs than there are people who had done real sex, while Kingsley's opinion is different. Anyway, I filmed a lot of shots, and almost towards the end of that day, suddenly news broke out that the Education Bureau is forcing us to leave school at 3 p.m., which didn't happen. We were forced to leave school immediately after the last class, which is normal, right? But usually people stay behind for a little while. But we were forced to leave school, and that's because apparently the government is afraid that chaos will happen because they are passing the anti-mask law, which is, in my opinion, and in, I guess, everyone else's opinions, not everyone else, but in many other people's opinions, major bullshit. So we were forced to leave, and while everyone's panicking and leaving, not panicking, but like everyone's in a hurry, the whole atmosphere becomes more intense. I was still filming some shots for my trailer, but yeah, anyway, that's it. October 8th. On October 6th, actually, my mom brought me, my brother, to Ocean Park in Hong Kong. And it was really rainy. It was not good. But I had fun, actually. I played some games, and it was quite fun. I even scored like this little game. I'll make this vlog thing for Ocean Park soon, so there's that. I bumped into this girl whom DMs me for no reason, like ever since July, because we were both we were both staffs for the inter-house quiz competition annually after school, and I bumped her there, like stumbled upon her there, bumped into her there, and so that was pretty cool. I also saw Cherry and her boyfriend there. Cherry's in C class, I think. And I took a photo, like, I didn't know this is gonna be, like, this bad, but, like, I took a photo of them, and I put it on my Instagram story, and I said, oh, they're here, send backup, like, it's a joke or something. And then, literally, like, a few minutes later, Cherry's boyfriend called me in my phone number, and told me to delete the story. And so I was like, okay, sorry, fine, I'll delete it. And he even DM'd me, like even Cherry DM'd me, I think, but like she deleted the message. I said, sorry, I deleted it, and he's like, how many people do you think had seen the story? And I was like, I don't think that many people saw it. And he was like, okay. So I just made a random enemy. Which, I mean, right now, like, back then, I thought it's, like, a huge deal, but right now, I think it's okay. Because if I hadn't made this enemy, I mean, he's not my enemy, but if I hadn't offended him, he wouldn't even have known I existed, so that's a good thing at least. It's better to be infamous than to be unfamous. That's my motto.